Word up, everybody. How you doing? It's your boy Jedi Granville, and I'm just doing a little quick but concisive, kind of movie review of one of my film enthusiastic and kaiju brothers, Kevin Lambert. Shout out. Saying that he wanted me. He asked in saying that. You would like to see me do a review of a film I just recently watched, which was called Civil War, which came out this year, released by A24 Studios, and directed by Alex Garland, who did Ex Machina, Annihilation, and 28 Days or 28 Weeks Later. I mean, the film is. Yeah, the film is surprisingly very grounded in the sense of what you could expect if a certain country or countries go into a certain status of breaking down and they're at equal sides of forces at one another. Now, I would just say the reason I decided to watch this film, or better yet, the reason why I feel like the time I see it now is because while I'm making this video, today is the presidential election day. So it stands to reason. I'm gonna just get this elephant out the. I'm gonna just recognize this elephant in the room real quick. Get that out of the way. It stands to reason that this particular film kind of almost foreshadows, maybe just hints of what is this country's play and what's to come. Because if it goes the way I hope it doesn't go, yeah. But let me just say right now that yeah, political view standing, I just would like it to be where we're in a peaceful mode. That's all. But let's be honest. Human beings, especially the adults, act worse than children do. So I don't know if they're going to be foreseeing anything in a civil, status. But with that aside, let me just say the film is pretty decently well made. It it basically takes the place in a dystopian future. We don't know how far down the line and future wise. I mean, could be a year, could be two, could be four, could be 10. We don't know. But the thing about it is that it puts me in the mind of what photojournalists, because that's what the story is circling around. Photojournalists during a conflict between two warring parties in the same country, which is the United States, or just America in general, because there are two factions going on. And the movie stars Kristen Dunst, who you might have known previously in films in the beginning. In fact, 30 years ago, she starred in Interview with the Vampire. She was, you know, very talented for a little girl. But when you see her in this film, yeah, you can see a very, very motherly appearance in terms of how she's aged, because she's and I feel that works because she's seen in the movie. You can see that she's seen some shit. She's seen some stuff, and that's kind of what makes me think when I watch this film. It thinks me back to the times of Vietnam when guys would like film and shoot various things that was going on during that wartime. And that's what I look at when I see this. Oh, excuse me. Going on, and it's really harbors into that moment in time where they really, you know, they put their lives on the line for that one photo that will not so much give them a award, not so much, but record what's going on in our world in that moment and let people know that this is a conflict that could be avoided, but unfortunately, it is going on. And like I say, the film is very grounded in what is going on, considering that this film came out this year. It came out early in March, March or April of this year, and it just stands to reason that it it comes out the same year as the presidential election would come out, would be around this time, which is today. So by the time I put this up, it'll be, you know, just to give you an idea. But no, getting back to the film, I don't want to draw too much on the political aspect of it, of what's going on. I want to just focus on the film itself. The film really shows how when you are a war photographer, how it would start to deal with you mentally, because as one character says, they're in a place one moment in the movie where they're actually in a place where it's like it's stable, it's just serene, it's just normal American life. But he actually tells this character, he said, we wouldn't be able to last long in here because we would get bored. And that shows right there that when you are that position, when you are doing something that in a way you love, it shows right there what can happen to you mentally. That yeah, you don't. It's almost like I can say that PTSD effect. You are really literally ingrained with just doing that. That's all you know, and that's all you can to do. It's like that's how it is. It's the destabilized you to be not favorable of normality anymore. Normality is something that's really a scary thing. I mean, because it's saying the character say it would be boring to us. It'd be boring to us. We can't stay in this kind of stable life. So the only life they know is to shoot photography or video it and say that this is what is. And in a way, that's not too bad to do something that you love and die for it. It should be better than that, but that's the world we live in. But the bottom line is, to describe the film, it starts out you know, with the president, pretty much ordering certain things for the country, but certain people are against or disagree with his notions, and they say, no, we're going to be fighting back. We're going to be fighting. And it's like, wow, and it tears the country apart. And there's a group of people who are going to the front line or going to DC where the president is and literally try to get an interview or to the point get the money shot, you know, get that shot and it's done. And through the time that they're doing this, because where they're at, it takes them a few days to get to DC. But in the middle of these things, they get to bond one another and, really get to know one another, why they do what they do. And like I say, in this movie, one of the characters is this very young, very ambitious, very, naive, to a degree, naive type of photographer. And this person, you feel like Kristen Dunst's character is a veteran, you know, but she's telling this person like, you don't want to know, you don't want to go with where the stuff is. But the thing is, this character is very ambitious, very tenacious. This is what they want, and I'm just like, okay, you already know. I mean, and the funny thing is, this person is willing to go to the grave to do what that person wants to do, which is take the shots and go with that, And I realized, like, hey, that's with anybody. So, and what's funny is this character asks Kristen Dunst's character. The character's name is Lee. Kristen Dunst's name is Lee. She and I should say the character that I'm mentioning, his name is Jesse. She's female, and she asks Lee, would you shoot a picture of me if I get caught in the line of fire? And Lee hesitates without saying, it's like, what do you think? And that's just a foreshadowing of what's to come. And way it ends, I'm not going to say, because I feel like if you want to watch this film, watch it with open eyes and just take in what's going on, because it's just an incredible moment. And there is a moment in this film that I feel is so terrifying, in terms of, not because they get, not when they're in certain places where they're getting shot or anything. It's a moment where they have someone aiming a gun at them, and you don't know if they're going to live or die. In terms of, like, because it's just them few and some people who are just threatening to kill them. And it's a very tense moment. It's very, very tense. But as I say, I won't tell too much about it, because I figure you have to watch it yourself and understand what's going on. But no, as far as the movie is, I'd say it's a pretty decent film. I actually enjoyed it. I mean, it had me on. It got me invested in the characters, which I'm glad it does. And it also gives me a hint of, you know, hopefully we don't see what transpires future wise in this country. If it does, well, wouldn't be surprised. But if it doesn't, thankfully, that's a good thing. But overall, the film is a good film. I would definitely give it for a B score, I'll give it a B. I'll give it a B plus. For a number score, I give it at least an 8. I feel like this film does hit some miss kind of marks, but I feel that's a pretty good high marks on what it is. But no, Civil War is a pretty decent film. I feel that open-minded people can watch this, enjoy it, and they'll be like, "Well, it's just fiction," But it's fiction that is more rooted in reality, which makes it more scary. So, hopefully, if any one of you watch it, you have a sense of mind to say, okay, well, I guess you know, this is a cautionary tale in our world. But with that being said, that's it for my review of Civil War, and hopefully you enjoyed it. So I'll sign off and let all of you go and vote, and hopefully you have a great day. So until then, I say take care, be patient, and always keep Sideline that kaiju love alive.